Chinese electric cars are no longer something we talk about in the future tense. They are not on the way, and they are not almost ready. They are already here, already competing, and in some cases already outperforming vehicles from brands that have dominated this space for years. This is the ZEEKR 7X, and this specific version is the performance all-wheel drive model. On paper, it sits directly in the crosshairs of some very serious competition. Vehicles like the Tesla Model Y Performance, along with electric offerings from BMW and Mercedes that cost significantly more. But what makes this car genuinely interesting isn't just the numbers or the badge on the bonnet or the fact that it comes from China. What makes it interesting is the value equation it presents. This vehicle comes in at just over $70,000. Meanwhile, a similarly positioned Tesla Model Y Performance pushes well beyond $80,000. That's not a small gap. And when you start comparing acceleration figures, battery capacity, charging speeds, and standard equipment, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. On paper, the ZEEKR 7X claims 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 4 seconds, 500-kilometer real-world driving range, 800-volt electrical architecture, high-end materials and technology throughout, and performance hardware that suggests this isn't just a fast, straight-line car. So the real question isn't whether the ZEEKR 7X looks good on a spec sheet. The real question is whether it actually feels premium, solid, and complete once you step away from the marketing slides and start experiencing it in the real world, on real roads, in real conditions, with real expectations. Because this is where many new brands struggle. They promise everything, deliver half of it, and hide the rest behind software updates that never quite fix the problem. This review is about finding out whether the ZEEKR 7X avoids those traps or falls straight into them. The very first thing you notice about the ZEEKR 7X is that it doesn't look like a budget alternative trying to imitate something else. It looks deliberate. The proportions are confident, the stance is wide, the surfacing is clean without being boring, and aggressive without trying too hard to look futuristic. This is not a car that screams for attention, but it absolutely gets it. The color on this particular vehicle plays a big role in that first impression. In daylight, it looks understated and premium. In the evening, under artificial light, it suddenly comes alive in a way that makes people stop and look twice. And they do. Walking up to the car, you immediately get the sense that ZEEKR has put a lot of thought into how this vehicle should feel before you even get inside it. Lights animate softly as you approach, not flashy, not theatrical, just enough to communicate that the car knows you're there. That small detail already sets the tone. At the front, the ZEEKR 7X avoids one of the biggest mistakes many EVs make, trying too hard to look different just for the sake of it. The nose is clean, low, and confident. There's no oversized fake grille, no unnecessary creases or awkward blank surfaces. Instead, you get a purposeful design that clearly prioritizes aerodynamics without sacrificing presence. The LED headlights are slim and sharp, with a lighting signature that looks modern but not gimmicky. They do their job without drawing attention away from the overall shape of the vehicle. Below that, you'll find active cooling vents integrated into the lower front section. These open and close depending on cooling requirements, helping with efficiency and performance when needed. It's a functional detail, and that matters, because this is not just a luxury EV. This is a performance-focused one. Everything at the front feels intentional. Nothing looks like it was added at the last minute to fill space. Move to the side, and this is where the ZEEKR 7X really begins to assert itself. The roofline flows cleanly toward the rear, giving the vehicle a slightly coupe-like silhouette without compromising headroom. The shoulder line is strong but restrained, and the overall length gives it a planted, stable appearance. The wheels on this performance version are 21-inch alloys, and they fill the arches properly. There's no awkward gap, no visual imbalance. They look exactly the right size for a car of this weight and power. Behind those wheels sit large performance brakes, including 380mm front rotors and 4-piston calipers. This isn't just visual theater, this is serious hardware designed to handle repeated high-speed braking without fade. And that's important because a fast electric car without strong brakes is not a complete performance vehicle. One thing that will divide opinion, however, is the use of gloss black exterior trim along parts of the side profile. It looks good when it's clean. It looks terrible when it's dusty or scratched. This is not a ZEEKR-specific issue. Many premium brands continue to do this, but it remains one of the least practical styling choices on modern vehicles. Still, from a distance, it works. Another key detail along the side is the discrete placement of cameras and sensors which support the car's driver assistance systems in surround view functionality. They're integrated cleanly, without protruding or looking like afterthought. Instead of traditional door handles, the ZEEKR 7X uses electronic push-button doors. You press the button and the door opens automatically. When it works smoothly, it feels genuinely premium. There's a sense of occasion to it, and it adds to the impression that this is an end product. However, it's not flawless. There are moments where the system hesitates slightly, or the timing feels just a bit off. It's not broken, and it's not unreliable, but it's not as seamless as you'd expect every single time. This is one of those features that feels impressive during the first few interactions, then quietly fades into the background as long as it continues to work. And most of the time, it does. At the rear, the design language remains consistent. A full-width LED light bar stretches across the tailgate, giving the vehicle a wide, planted look from behind. The lighting animation when locking or unlocking the car is subtle and refined, not overly dramatic. The branding is minimal, which works in the car's favor. ZEEKR hasn't cluttered the rear with unnecessary badges or decorative elements. The rear water wiper is neatly hidden, preserving the clean lines of the tailgate. It's a small detail, but one that speaks to thoughtful design rather than cost-cutting. Overall, the rear design feels modern and premium without trying to imitate European luxury brands. It stands on its own. Looking upward, the ZEEKR 7X features a full glass roof, which immediately makes the cabin feel brighter and more open once you step inside. From the outside, it adds to the sleek profile of the vehicle. From the inside, it enhances the sense of space, especially important in a car that aims to compete in the premium segment. There's no unnecessary visual clutter here. The glass integrates cleanly with the rest of the design. Before even driving the car, there's one thing that matters more than styling, more than performance claims, and more than technology:
build quality. And this is where many people will be surprised. Panel gaps are consistent. Doors feel solid when you open and close them. The weight and resistance of each door suggests proper insulation and structural rigidity, not cost-saving shortcuts. The car doesn't feel light or flimsy. It feels substantial. This matters because no amount of screens or acceleration figures can compensate for a vehicle that feels cheaply assembled. The ZEEKR 7X does not feel cheap. By the time you finish walking around the ZEEKR 7X, one thing becomes clear. This does not feel like an experiment. It does not feel like a first attempt, and it certainly doesn't feel like a budget alternative pretending to be premium. It feels like a confident product designed to compete, not undercut, established players. The design is cohesive, the exterior details are mostly well thought out, and the overall presence suggests a vehicle that belongs in this price bracket. And that's before you even step inside. The moment you step inside the ZEEKR 7X, there's an immediate shift in expectation. From the outside, it already looks premium, but the interior is where many electric vehicles, especially from newer brands, either confirm that promise or quietly undermine it. In this case, the ZEEKR 7X does more than just meet expectations, it recalibrates them. This performance all-wheel drive model comes fitted with Nappa leather seats, and while that label is often overused, the quality here is immediately noticeable. The leather feels soft but durable, with consistent stitching and no obvious weak points. It doesn't feel like leather that will start creasing badly after a few months of ownership. What stands out most, though, is the design cohesion. The dashboard, center console, door cards, and seating all feel like they were designed together rather than sourced separately and assembled afterward. Color accents are sparingly used. There's no visual overload. Everything feels controlled and intentional. Even before turning anything on, the cabin feels calm, and that's not something every performance EV gets right. One of the first interactions you have with the interior happens before you even sit down. Once you step inside and press the brake pedal, the door closes automatically. It's a small feature, but it leaves a strong impression. The motion is smooth, controlled, and quiet. It doesn't slam, and it doesn't feel rushed. Instead, it gently pulls the door shut in a way that feels more luxury car than tech gimmick. Is it necessary? No. Does it add to the experience? Absolutely. This is the kind of feature that makes the car feel more expensive than its price tag suggests. Settling into the driver's seat, the first thing you notice is how well-positioned everything feels. The seat offers a wide range of adjustment, including lumbar support, height, tilt, and memory functions. Finding a comfortable driving position doesn't take long regardless of body type. The steering wheel is electrically adjustable and falls naturally into place. It doesn't feel too thick or too thin, and the controls are logically arranged without being cluttered. Visibility forward is good, and the dashboard layout keeps distractions to a minimum. What's important here is that nothing feels experimental or half-finished. ZEEKR has clearly spent time refining how the driver interacts with the vehicle, rather than just filling the cabin with screens for the sake of it. Once you start touching surfaces, the story becomes even clearer. The upper dashboard is soft touch, the door armrests are padded properly, the center console doesn't creak or flex under pressure. Even the areas you don't touch often feel finished rather than ignored. This is where many competitors, even with established brands, cut corners. Here, ZEEKR didn't. The door panels in particular deserve mention. They're layered with different textures, subtle contrast stitching, and solid construction. There's no hollow sound when you tap on them, which is often a giveaway of cost cutting. Even the glove box opens and closes with a damped, controlled motion. These are small things, but together they create a cabin that feels genuinely premium. The center console is large and practical, but it's also cleverly designed. There's a deep storage compartment that can easily swallow everyday items like wallets, sunglasses, and larger personal belongings. Cup holders are positioned sensibly, and there's enough space to use them without interfering with other controls. One standout feature here is the modular design. Parts of the center console can be swapped out for different modules, including a built-in refrigerator. This isn't just a novelty. For long trips or family use, it's genuinely useful. It's a thoughtful approach that shows ZEEKR is thinking beyond traditional layouts. Infotainment. Big screens, done properly. At the center of the dashboard sits a 16-inch infotainment display. It's large, yes, but it's also well integrated into the cabin, rather than looking like a tablet stuck on as an afterthought. The screen is sharp, responsive, and bright enough to remain visible in direct sunlight. Importantly, the software is intuitive. Menus are logically organized, transitions are smooth, there's minimal lag when switching between functions. Wireless Apple CarPlay works well and uses the full width of the display, which is something not all manufacturers manage properly. During testing, there were occasional dropouts under toll gantries, but the connection re-established itself quickly. It's not perfect, but it's far from frustrating. In front of the driver, there's a 13-inch digital instrument cluster that presents essential information clearly and without unnecessary clutter. Speed, navigation prompts, and driving data are easy to read at a glance, but the real highlight is the head-up display. This is one of the largest and clearest head-up displays currently available in this segment. Information is projected across a wide area of the windshield, making it easy to follow navigation directions, speed limits, and driver assistance alerts without taking your eyes off the road. It's bright, crisp, and well-calibrated. Once you get used to it, you'll find yourself relying on it more than the main screen. Like many modern EVs, the ZEEKR 7X relies heavily on the touchscreen for controls. Mirror adjustment, steering wheel positioning, lighting, and many climate settings are all accessed through the screen. This approach keeps the cabin visually clean, but it does come with trade-offs. Adjusting temperature or fan speed while driving takes more attention than physical buttons would. Voice commands help in some situations, and they work reasonably well, but not always.
When voice commands fail, you're forced back into the screen. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something potential buyers should be aware of. The sound system is branded as ZEEKR sound, which doesn't carry the same instant recognition as some premium audio brands. That said, the performance is impressive. Bass is deep without being overpowering, mid-range clarity is strong, and high frequencies are crisp without becoming harsh. Whether listening to podcasts, music, or navigation prompts, the system delivers consistent quality. It may not have a famous name attached to it, but it absolutely holds its own against more established premium audio systems. Up front, you'll find two 50-watt wireless charging pads, both actively cooled. This is a big deal. Many wireless chargers struggle to keep phones cool, especially during long drives or navigation-heavy use. Here, charging remains consistent without overheating. USB-C and USB-A ports are placed logically throughout the cabin, ensuring passengers aren't left fighting over charging access.
The camera system deserves special mention. Resolution is excellent with clear top-down views, side angles, and adjustable perspectives. Parking is effortless, even in tight spaces. There's also a clever feature that allows the driver to quickly view the second row via the screen, perfect for checking on children without turning around. This kind of practical thinking goes a long way in everyday usability. Storage options throughout the cabin are generous. Door bins are deep, the center console offers multiple compartments, the glove box is large enough to be genuinely useful. There is one notable omission: a dedicated sunglasses holder. It's a small thing, but it's something many drivers use daily, and its absence is noticeable. Still, overall, storage is more than adequate for most use cases. Ambient lighting is present throughout the cabin, but it's tastefully executed. Colors are customizable, and brightness can be adjusted easily. Importantly, the lighting enhances the interior without becoming distracting or overly flashy. At night, it adds warmth and depth to the cabin, rather than turning it into a nightclub. Everything about the interior suggests that ZEEKR understands how people actually use their cars. Controls are logical, storage is plentiful, screens are responsive, materials feel durable. There are minor frustrations, screen-based climate controls, occasional voice command hiccups, but nothing that undermines the overall experience. By the end of your time inside the ZEEKR 7X, one conclusion becomes unavoidable. This interior is not trying to catch up. It's already competitive. It feels premium, it feels well built, and it feels thoughtfully designed. For a vehicle at this price point, that's a serious achievement. Sliding into the second row, the ZEEKR 7X immediately impresses with space and ergonomics. Even with the front seats fully extended, passengers in the rear enjoy excellent knee and leg room. Headroom is generous, thanks to the slightly elevated roofline and the panoramic glass roof. For families or taller adults, this space is a significant plus. It's rare to find a large performance EV where the second row doesn't feel compromised. The seating itself is supportive and well cushioned. Nappa leather continues in the rear, and although the seats don't have quite as many adjustments as the front, they still feel comfortable for longer journeys. Temperature control is easy for rear passengers. The second row benefits from its own air vents, which can be adjusted individually. Top-spec models also include privacy blinds, adding both comfort and a sense of exclusivity. Storage in the second row is practical. Center armrest folds down with integrated cup holders, and map pockets behind the front seats offer additional storage. Each rear passenger has access to USB-C and USB-A charging ports, ensuring devices remain powered on the go. The window operation, however, has one minor quirk. It doesn't fully roll down. It's not a major issue, but it's noticeable for those expecting full openness. Overall, the rear cabin combines comfort, accessibility, and thoughtful features, making it family-friendly and suitable for adult passengers on longer drives. Cargo space in the ZEEKR 7X is generous, but it's the flexibility that stands out. The powered tailgate opens easily, revealing over 500 liters of space in the standard configuration. That's ample for groceries, luggage, or weekend gear. Below the main floor lies a deep hidden compartment, ideal for smaller items you want to keep out of sight. Additional storage nooks are present on the sides, maintaining a clean yet functional layout. For larger loads, the second row folds flat, giving up to 2,000 liters of usable cargo space. This is combined with the air suspension system, which can lower the load floor for easier access. A simple touch of a button makes a big difference when handling heavy items. The front trunk, or frunk, provides an extra 40 liters of storage, perfect for charging cables, small bags, or daily essentials. One small compromise: to fold the rear seats from the tailgate area, you often need to reach around or enter from the side, which isn't as convenient as fully automatic rear folding mechanisms in some competitors. Even with these minor details, the ZEEKR 7X excels in practicality, balancing passenger comfort and cargo versatility in a way that's rare for performance-focused EVs. Moving on to what truly matters in an EV: battery capacity, charging speed, and driving range. The top-spec ZEEKR 7X comes with a 100 kilowatt-hour battery, giving it a WLTP-rated range of over 500 kilometers. The long-range rear-wheel drive variant pushes this further, exceeding 600 kilometers, which helps alleviate range anxiety for longer trips. Charging options are comprehensive. AC charging, up to 22 kilowatt three-phase, perfect for overnight home charging. DC fast charging, thanks to the 800-volt architecture, the car can pull over 400 kilowatts, reaching 80% battery in minutes under ideal conditions. Battery chemistry differs by variant. Entry-level variants use LFP batteries, while the top-tier variants use NMC chemistry, which is ideal for performance but requires careful charging management. Full charges to 100% are recommended only for long trips, while regular use should be capped at 80 to 90% for longevity. One feature that stands out is the electric charge cover. Unlike some competitors where you risk driving off with it open, the ZEEKR 7X cover automatically closes if it left ajar, a small but practical touch that shows attention to real-world usability. Now that we've covered the interior and storage, the ride experience is crucial, and the ZEEKR 7X performs impressively. Adaptive air suspension is standard on the top-spec model. It offers multiple modes: Comfort, Standard, and Sport. Comfort mode, soft and cushioned, great for highways or city cruising. Slightly floaty on uneven surfaces, but not excessively so. Standard mode, balanced between control and comfort, ideal for daily driving. Sport mode, firmer, responsive, and precise, perfect for spirited driving on winding roads. The suspension also adjusts ride height. Easy access mode lowers the vehicle for entry and exit, while highway and sport modes optimize clearance and handling. Even on bumpy roads, the vehicle maintains composure. It isn't perfectly European in refinement. There's a minor bounce on fast, tight corrugations, but it's better than most in the same price bracket. Noise level is also well managed. Sporty tires create some cabin sound at high speeds, but it's far from intrusive. The combination of wheel design, suspension tuning, and cabin insulation keeps the interior serene compared to other performance supervisors in this segment. The ZEEKR 7X comes with a single-pedal driving mode, leveraging regenerative braking. This allows the driver to control deceleration primarily through throttle modulation, reducing brake use and improving efficiency. It's functional, but not as refined as Tesla's system. Deceleration is slightly gradual, so you'll still use the brake pedal for precise stops, particularly in city traffic or on inclines. It's a competent system that works well overall, but enthusiasts or those familiar with aggressive single-pedal EVs might notice the slight lag. Steering feel is surprisingly direct and communicative for a large electric SUV. Even in sport mode, it maintains a balance between feedback and comfort. Turn-in is confident, and body roll is controlled, not eliminated, but acceptable given the vehicle's size. The performance tires contribute significantly to grip, making cornering engaging rather than cumbersome. The car's mass doesn't feel overwhelming. It's heavy, yes, but well distributed. Combined with all-wheel drive, the ZEEKR 7X feels agile, especially when transitioning from straights into curves. Brakes are robust, designed for repeated performance driving without fading. Rotor size around 380 millimeters. Calipers, 4-piston front.
Stopping from 100 kilometers is achieved in 36.18 meters, which is competitive for a performance SUV of this weight. Braking feels precise and confident, enhancing driver confidence on both highways and twisty roads. Visibility is mostly strong. Forward vision is excellent, aided by large wing mirrors. Rear visibility, however, is more limited. The sloping roofline and rear design create blind spots that could benefit from a digital rear view mirror. Camera coverage helps compensate, offering multiple angles for parking and maneuvering, but real-world driving on slopes or tight streets may still challenge rearward visibility.
In summary, the ZEEKR 7X balances performance, comfort, and practicality exceptionally well. Second-row comfort is generous and family-friendly. Cargo space is versatile, with hidden compartments and fold-flat rear seating. Charging options are advanced, supporting both AC and ultra-fast DC. Ride quality is adaptive, with modes that suit both relaxed cruising and sporty driving. Regenerative braking and steering are competent, though some enthusiasts may notice minor nuances. Practical features such as wireless charging, modular center console, and automated tailgate show thoughtful design. This SUV doesn't just promise luxury, it delivers a usable, everyday performance vehicle without compromise. As soon as you set off in the ZEEKR 7X, it's clear this SUV is designed to impress on multiple levels. Acceleration is instantaneous thanks to dual electric motors, one on the front axle and one on the rear. The combined output is nearly 500 kilowatts, with torque approaching 800 newton meters. Even on inclines, the car pins you firmly into the seat, delivering the kind of straight-line performance that rivals the Tesla Model Y performance, yet at a lower price point. The 7X demonstrates that EV performance no longer needs to compromise comfort. Air suspension absorbs bumps effectively, while the chassis remains planted, even when cornering aggressively. With the Performance AWD version, 0 to 100 km per hour is achieved in under 4 seconds. In real-world testing, we recorded 3.76 seconds, an impressive result for a full-sized SUV. Sport mode further sharpens throttle response in firming suspension, delivering engaging dynamics without sacrificing composure. Overtaking is effortless. The 80 to 120 km per hour sprint, critical for highway maneuvers, takes just 1.83 seconds, showing the SUV's supercar-level mid-range punch. Despite its size, the ZEEKR 7X feels nimble and confident, a testament to precise weight distribution and advanced all-wheel drive calibration. Cornering is remarkably stable. Body roll exists as expected for a large SUV, but the car remains predictable and controllable. The performance tires provide strong grip, helping to stick the vehicle through tight turns. Even when the ESC Sport mode is engaged, the system maintains composure, letting the driver exploit the car's performance without being intrusive. Steering is communicative, offering excellent feedback at all speeds. It's not overly artificial like some EVs, giving confidence whether you're navigating city streets or high-speed curves. Single-pedal driving is functional, but slightly underwhelming compared to Tesla's finely tuned system. Regen braking is strong but gradual, requiring additional pedal input for precise stops. Ideal for highway cruising, but city drivers may prefer conventional braking for smoother transitions. The pedal feel, however, is natural, with good modulation, giving confidence when adjusting speed or handling curves. Adaptive air suspension remains a highlight, offering 3 modes. Comfort, smooth and cushioned, ideal for highways and city streets. Slight floatiness on high-frequency bumps is noticeable. Standard, balanced and predictable, perfect for daily use. Sport, firmer, reducing body roll and improving feedback for performance-oriented driving. Ride height adjustment further enhances usability. The easy access mode lowers the car for boarding, while sport or highway modes optimize handling and aerodynamics. On bumpy surfaces, the SUV performs admirably, though minor bounce occurs on short, sharp undulations. While not as refined as European SUVs, the suspension is tuned well enough to satisfy most drivers. Cabin insulation is solid, but road tires introduce moderate road noise at highway speeds. Compared with competitors in the same class, it is quieter than many Chinese EVs, though not fully silent like a Tesla.
The balance between tire grip, suspension compliance, and cabin acoustics ensures that passengers remain comfortable and unbothered during long journeys. Braking is strong and reliable, particularly for high-performance driving. Stopping from 100 kilometers per hour requires 36.18 meters, a very respectable distance for a vehicle of this mass. 4-piston calipers and 380mm rotors deliver confidence whether braking in traffic or on the highway. This performance aligns with the sporty character of the car, avoiding the soft brakes feel common in EVs that rely heavily on regenerative braking. Forward visibility is excellent thanks to a high seating position and large wing mirrors. Rearward visibility is limited due to the sloping rear roofline. Digital solutions like a rear-view camera or mirror are recommended for full awareness. The autonomous driving aids are functional but could use refinement. Lane change assist works around 60% of the time in real-world conditions. Adaptive cruise and self-steering function well on freeways, but can be overly cautious around nearby vehicles. Over-the-air updates allow future improvements, but current behavior requires the driver to stay engaged. Overall, driver aids are helpful without being intrusive, allowing full control for enthusiasts while supporting relaxed highway cruising. Real-world highway driving returns approximately 20 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers, impressive for a large performance SUV. The heavier AWD model sacrifices a bit of efficiency compared to the long-range rear-wheel drive variant. Even with aggressive driving, the ZEEKR 7X maintains a healthy range, ensuring practicality for daily commuting and weekend road trips. The combination of dual motors, air suspension, and aerodynamic design contributes to both performance and efficiency, making this EV a true all-rounder. Driving on twisty hill roads, the ZEEKR 7X demonstrates impressive agility for its size. Body roll is controlled, never excessive. Throttle modulation is precise, allowing confident corner exits. ESC Sport Mode allows for dynamic driving without compromising safety. Even with nearly 2.5 tons of mass, the SUV feels lighter than expected, giving drivers a sense of control that few competitors achieve. In summary, the ZEEKR 7X delivers a comprehensive and engaging driving experience. Acceleration rivals performance EVs at a lower price. Steering is precise and communicative. Handling is agile for its size, and adaptive suspension balances comfort with sportiness. Braking is confident, regenerative braking is functional, and single-pedal driving is usable though not class-leading. Cabin comfort, road noise management, and driver assistance systems all enhance usability. Real-world efficiency and range make this a practical performance SUV. This SUV doesn't just look the part, it drives convincingly, offering a balance of performance, practicality, and comfort that few competitors in the segment can match. After spending extensive time in the ZEEKR 7X Performance AWD, it's clear that this SUV sets a new benchmark for Chinese electric vehicles. From the first impression to real-world driving, the 7X delivers on almost every front. Design, modern, eye-catching, and premium feeling, it stands out on the road without being overly flashy. Interior, spacious, luxurious, and functional, with high-quality materials, well-integrated technology, and smart storage solutions. Performance, explosive acceleration, stable handling, and adaptive suspension make it fun to drive without sacrificing comfort. Technology, infotainment, autonomous aids, and connectivity features are thoughtful and mostly intuitive, with room for minor improvements. Practicality, plenty of cargo space, configurable rear seating, and family-friendly options like privacy blinds, cup holders, and even interchangeable modules for storage or fridge use. The price point further strengthens its appeal. At just over $70,000 Australian for the top-spec Performance AWD model, it undercuts direct competitors like the Tesla Model Y Performance, offering more features for less money. Entry-level models start under $60,000, broadening accessibility without losing core appeal.
Key pros: performance and handling, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.76 seconds, strong mid-range torque, responsive steering, and confident cornering. Interior quality, Nappa leather, soft touch materials, large infotainment displays, and practical storage solutions. Technology suite,
Full LED lighting, autonomous driving aids, 16-inch infotainment screen, 13-inch driver display, 10-speaker sound system, wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Ride comfort, adaptive air suspension provides a smooth ride with selectable comfort, standard, and sport modes. Practical family SUV features, dual-zone climate control, heated/cooled seats, massage functions, configurable storage, and rear seat privacy blinds. Value for money, competitively priced relative to performance and technology offered. Charging and range, AC 22 kilowatts, DC fast charging 400+ kilowatts on 800-volt architecture, 100 kilowatt-hour battery, 500 to 600 kilowatt-hour WLTP range depending on variant. Key cons: visibility issues. Rear visibility is limited. Digital rear view mirrors recommended. Infotainment minor bugs. Occasional dropout with Android Auto at tolls. Temperature control slightly awkward to access. Single pedal mode. Regen braking functional, but not as strong or smooth as some competitors. Suspension floatiness. Comfort mode can feel a little floaty on high-frequency bumps, less refined than European rivals. Seat support. Nappa leather seats are luxurious, but could offer slightly better lumbar support and softness for long drives. Autonomous features. Lane change assist works inconsistently. Self-steering sensitive to nearby traffic. What makes the ZEEKR 7X remarkable is that it packs performance, luxury, technology, and range into a package that costs significantly less than European and American rivals. For example, Tesla Model Y performance, over $80,000 AUD, comparable acceleration, slightly lower cargo flexibility, fewer configurable interior modules. European luxury EVs cost significantly more, with similar tech and performance specs. ZEEKR achieves a balance that's rare in this segment: affordable, practical, performance-oriented, and family-friendly. If you're in the market for a premium Chinese EV SUV, the ZEEKR 7X is arguably the best you can buy in 2025. It blends stunning design, strong real-world performance, advanced tech, thoughtful family-oriented features, and excellent value for money. Some minor quirks exist: rear visibility, minor infotainment issues, and suspension tuning, but they do not detract significantly from the overall experience. For drivers seeking a performance SUV that also handles daily life effortlessly, the 7X is a compelling choice. It proves that Chinese EVs are no longer just budget options. They are serious contenders in the global performance and luxury SUV market. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, share it with friends or family considering an EV SUV, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more in-depth reviews of the latest Chinese and global EVs. Have you experienced the ZEEKR 7X yourself? Drop your thoughts in the comments section, especially your experiences with performance, tech, or family usability. Until next time, drive safe and keep exploring the exciting world of EVs.